This is Lara Henares making your day with the 12th part of an article I wrote on money for those who do not have enough, entitled The Free Market. And I continue to quote, "It has happened before and it will happen again. In a free market and an open economy, there is no defense against these jackals who mount a speculative attack on foreign currencies. The almighty English pound, so stoutly defended by the Bank of England, succumbed ignominiously before the speculative attack of financier George Soros and his Computarian followers. The yen has been up and down like an elevator, sometimes losing as much as 14% of its value. The fall of the peso to 11.5% of its value saw the peso value of the dollar rise from 26 pesos and 60 centavos to 29.45 pesos per dollar, a drop of 1.6 billion in precious dollar reserves, and the rise of interest rates to 32% per annum. For good or ill, we are now part of the global economy where computerized banking can send money in and out of any country at a touch of a button. Millions of players in most countries are now playing the game of demand and supply, and we are constantly being reminded that you cannot fight against the market. We are being reminded that this is not an isolated case. The baht currency of Thailand at one time dropped from a high of 24 baht per dollar down to 30 baht per dollar. So did the Malaysian ringgit, from 2.48 per dollar to 2.57 per dollar. And so did the Indonesian rupiah, from a high of 2,400 per dollar down to 2,450 per dollar. And to date, Singapore and Hong Kong dollar are subject to attack. Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir accused George Soros of supporting U.S. Secretary of State Madeleine Albright's attack on the admission of Burma into the Association of Southeast Asian Nations by punishing Southeast Asian countries with speculative rates. More about this after these messages. This is Lara Henares making your day with the 12th part of an article I wrote entitled Money for Those Who Do Not Have Enough, the Free Market. And I continue to quote, "As speculators reign supreme, how safe is our country's currency? How do crises like this affect the ordinary citizen, the business community, the foreign investment? The ordinary citizen is bracing himself against a sudden rise in prices and inflationary spiral that may erode his economic gains. The businessman already reels at the sudden rise of interest rates and the difficulty of meeting payments on foreign loans and obligations. The foreign investor may hesitate to commit himself permanently to an economy shaking with uncertainty. On the cover of July 25th issue of Asia Week, our own Bangko Sentral ng Filipinos, then Governor Gabriel Singson, smiles broadly while the peso crumbled, assuring the nation that the crisis is temporary, that it is caused by speculators, that the fundamentals of the economy are sound, and the situation will eventually return to normal. And indeed, the peso recovered at a lower level, about 28.50 per dollar. We can do more than quote Asia Week in its cover story in the crumbling of the peso. Quote, "Welcome to Asia's foreign exchange front lines, where national fortunes are made and lost, and a million corporate bottom lines can turn red or black at the touch of a button. Currency rates can dictate a nation's buying and selling power, making imports and exports, not to mention holiday trips, affordable or prohibitive. Exporters sell more products as their currency falls in value, but borrowers could lose their shirt if the devaluation makes the dollar needed to pay the loans more expensive. And who decides those all-important exchange rates that could enrich or impoverish whole nations? That faceless, pitiless, and fearless creature, the market." Unquote. Why and how do currencies fall? The value of the peso depended not only the state of the economy, but also on how it rates among other currencies. One factor is the fundamental weakness of our balance of trade. We're always importing more than we export, with a trade imbalance that is almost endemic. Worse, we import even those that we do not really need. Instead of importing equipment and raw materials, we import consumer goods. We do not have the capacity to produce our needs, so we depend on imports to supply them. More tomorrow, my dear friends. This is Lara Henares, making your day, saying good day, God bless you. Thank you very much for being with us. Till next time, hasta la bye-bye.